Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to week 15 of the Cool Down Catch Up, a weekly catch up of what went down last week in training. Hey guys, as you probably noticed, this week's video was a week late. I couldn't get the editing done before I went off to Wausau, but it's coming out now and you'll see the next video coming up shortly, hopefully later this week. All right, back to it. Well, we are here the last week of training before the Wausau Limitless Race. By the time this video is posted, I'll probably be on my way to Wisconsin. And also just a little heads up, next week's video probably will be a little bit late as I will be in Wisconsin doing that race and then having to come back to Colorado. Last episode, I mentioned how at the end of the week, I had started entering into my taper to let the body heal. This continued into this week also, which was kind of a good thing because I've been dealing with a little bit of a stomach bug that's been lasting about 5 days. I'll be honest, the last few weeks have been pretty frustrating, trying to deal with this lingering leg issue, which does seem to be resolved, but then getting hit with this stomach bug has left me feeling pretty drained. Of course, this all has to happen in the weeks leading up to the race, but that's life. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last person who has to try to overcome these type of hurdles. Being the final week leading into race week and trying to trust the taper, all of my runs were pretty short this week. But let's just get right to it. The Cool Down Catch Up starts right now. Monday, I decided to go out and put some easy miles on one of my favorite nearby trails. I am out here on Silver Creek Trail in Georgetown. It's probably one of my favorite trails in this area. Not a lot of gain, super fun and flowy and runnable. Check out the views, Georgetown Lake. I took 4 days off of running. The leg was bothering me a little bit after running on the road kind of hard and then Mount Morrison. But today I'm just doing casual 5, just testing out the leg. And it's funny because it honestly feels the best when I'm running and not while I'm working all day. But I'll take that, I guess. It's awesome. This route has so many of these overlooks. Just looking over Georgetown Lake and Georgetown, I-70 there. But there's like 5 or 6 of these sweet jut outs that just look over the I-70 corridor here. And it's such a great round, one of my favorites. Had to turn around a little bit before 2 miles, kind of as I expected. Everything on the north side when the trail cuts around to the north facing stuff. A lot of snow, so didn't want to deal with that, so I turned around. So it'll be 4 miles total back to the car. I'll probably add an extra mile in, backtracking a little bit. I had planned to do 5 miles, but with the early turnaround because of the snow, I had to do a couple extra jut outs to get the mileage I was looking for. Once the final patches of snow melt, this is an awesome trail that can lead up to some Jeep roads that can add some good mileage and elevation gain. The run ended up being 5.06 miles with 476 feet of gain. Tuesday, I got some new shoes, so out with the old and in with the new. Same shoe. But I did have to go test them out at Apex Trail Park in Golden. I'm up here on Tuesday. I'm on Apex in Golden. Probably about just shy of 6 miles for this loop. Keeping to the theme of keeping all the runs kind of short this week. This one's got a little bit of elevation gain, about 11 or 1200. But yeah, just got some body work done this morning. So the leg isn't really causing me much issue right now, but I am pretty tired today. Just feeling tired, so just walking the steep uphills. I felt pretty drained and tired on this run, and later that evening is when I started dealing with this stomach issue, which I'm wondering is kind of part of the factor. I forgot how much I love this trail. It's super fun, flowy downhill, and it's good to go. So all you frangers out there, Apex Park, like 0 snow. So that's nice, even on the north side, which I was expecting to find some, but yeah, Apex Park, good to go. I ended up with 5.33 miles, 1,152 feet of gain. Wednesday, I had planned to head out to the Aspen area to climb and ski another Colorado Centennial 13er, but I had a terrible night of sleep with, you know, my stomach issues. So I decided to stick around and try to recover a little bit. I did end up pulling myself out of the house to go for a run. Wednesday, and I'm on the lower part of the road that connects with Bard Creek Trail. Fun fact, last time I was on this was coming down this final 2 miles for the Devil on the Divide 50K. So at this point I was feeling pretty trashed, much like I feel like today. Another day, feel really tired, very low energy, feel dehydrated. I haven't been sleeping well, haven't been eating too well last 2 days, have some stomach issues, but another short 5 miles on the docket today. I did need to add in an extra mile because of being turned around once again by snow. At this point, I'm pretty over running in snow. I am just ready for some dry trails. So I dipped down on this trail called Old Georgetown Road, which is kind of an awesome little trail that runs parallel and down to I-70. I've never ran this part of the trail, but I'll definitely be back to add some hill repeats on it because it is the perfect incline. Keeping with the theme, I ran just 5 miles with 712 feet of gain. Friday, I was getting a little bit stir crazy because I really wanted to get up in the high country and do some climbing on snow. I devised a last minute plan, even though I was feeling pretty shitty. The plan for today is to go try to climb and ski Mount Oklahoma, a Centennial 13er. I am at the Half Moon Campground, which is about as far as I can get with the snow. So it's about 4 miles to the trail, the actual trailhead. I thought I was going to be at least be able to get to the Mount Elbert trailhead, which would put me within 2 miles of that trailhead. So the round trip's looking like 8 miles to and from the trailhead plus the mountain, so about 16 miles total. I think that's a pretty big day, so my expectations aren't super high, but I came all the way out here, so I figure I'm just gonna try get to that trailhead and then kind of reassess and then just keep going. And I don't know how much is dry beyond this, so I'm right in the boots right now, so I'm gonna just try skinning. Hopefully there's not a lot of walking in the ski boots. Big day on the docket. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off with kind of the digestive issues I've been having the last few days, but I was getting a little bit antsy sticking at home the last 2 days trying to deal with this little stomach issue, so we'll give it a go. Probably got about 4 miles to the North Half Moon Creek trailhead, which is the trailhead for the south slopes of Mount Massive, as well as Mount Oklahoma. A lot of dirt walking. It's one of those things I don't want to be taking my skis off and on every 5 minutes. Time, effort, it's kind of not worth it, so I just tread lightly on the skins. Kind of annoying because it kind of slows you down, but I feel like having to get in and out of the skis every 5 minutes when these little dirt patches pop up, just not worth it, because look at this, and just like that, and we're back on the skis. All right, made it 1.5 miles to about the Mount Massive two-wheel drive trailhead, and now I am walking. Okay, made it to North Half Moon trailhead, about hour 37. I don't know what I was thinking about an hour. That way I'm doing 15 minutes on the skins. But the approach was just a little slow going. Those dirt patches slowed me down, and then I started to get some balling on the skin, so it's kind of like bringing bricks around. It's gonna be a bitch to get out to. It's pretty much flat all the way here, only 700 feet of gain in 4 miles. So, and most of that was probably just now. Yeah, so it's gonna be a long day to get out. I think the only thing I got going for me right now is it's overcast. So hopefully that's gonna keep the snow a little bit firm up high. But also, I heard this is a little bit of bushwhacking here, and I forgot my GPS in the car. Classic. So I need to kind of just figure out if it's worth it. Possibility of just getting lost. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep going and see how it goes. Well, I think I am going to pull the plug on this one. I know I'm in the right valley. I just can't seem to find the trail, and the snow is kind of punchable crust, and I'm busting through this early. It's like just before 9 o'clock. I'm busting in like past my boots on the skis, so this is only going to get worse as it warms up today. If I could find the actual like kind of trail, but I'm kind of just bushwhacking here, and it's just gonna be, I feel like it's just gonna be heinous if I keep going. I made the mistake, forgot the GPS. That's not an excuse. You should be able to navigate without it, which I know I'm in the right valley. I just can't find the actual trail. Not that that would help either, because no one's probably been out here since the fall. But yeah, it's hard to make these decisions sometimes when, you know, I feel fine, kind of would keep going, but you know, I slept in an extra hour because I wasn't feeling great, and then that extra 4 miles to the trailhead, that added time that I wasn't expecting. And in these spring conditions, you always have to, they're changing so quickly, day to day, hour to hour, and it's just, yeah, you gotta make a wise call. I just feel like even if I did get up and down, this trot out would be just heinous. Punching through sloshy snow if it gets warm. It's supposed to clear up. I don't know. I might go and see if I can find the trail one more time, but I feel like pulling the plug is the smart thing to do, because the 4 miles out is going to be annoying because it's back to that same dirt walking on the skis. Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying, tough, but not worth being stuck out here all day and exhausted and, you know, potentially something worse. So live to climb another day, and the mountains aren't going anywhere. So that's kind of the moral of the story. I'm out here alone, so it's all my judgment call. So I think this is the right one to do. What do you know? Walking the skis again. All right, and major annoyance has entered the equation. Just the skins are clumping, balling, snow is balling on there. So it's like walking in with bricks on your feet, and then you'll get a slide and then they catch and then you like almost fall. All right, all back at the car after a little bit over probably 8.5 miles. Yeah, just wasn't in the cards today. Turning around is always a tough decision, but there's always something to learn in these scenarios. Honestly, it was probably a bit too much of an undertaking with how I was feeling and the last minute planning. The failed day on Mount Oklahoma ended with 8.63 miles and 869 feet of gain on the skis. To not chalk up the entire day and drive as a loss, I did bring my camera in my car, and I went out and shot some photos of Mount Elbert and Mount Massive. I'm pretty stoked on how they came out. The overcast skies didn't leave for great light, but it lent to a very moody edit. Since I had not got the day I was hoping for on Mount Oklahoma, I did decide to go and do another short run that evening. Here in Evergreen, Friday afternoon, evening. I was just getting 4 or 5 miles in after my fail of an attempt on Oklahoma. But just at this trail, not sure on the pronunciation, Diadesi. They're super awesome. Super fun trails, but not long, so you gotta do a couple laps to get the mileage you want. But awesome network, links up with 3 sisters and right across the road here, but that's not the plan today. Evergreen has some amazing trail networks, including this park, Diadesi Park, I ran in for this day. One positive thing that I can take away from the day and this run is for the first time, I didn't even notice my leg. Once again, following the theme, 5.13 miles and 630 feet of gain. Saturday and Sunday, I was still feeling pretty run down, so I decided to take them as rest days because I was working my 12-hour shifts. And that was my week. In the short time that I've been preparing for these races, I always find the taper period a little bit odd. I always find myself not feeling as fit and always antsy, something we like to call the taper tantrums. But with feeling really sick this week and just wanting my body to heal and feel better, I just needed to trust the taper. And for my final taper week, my totals came in to 20.55 miles, 3 hours and 22 minutes, and 2,969 feet of gain. I did get that day on the skis, which was about 4 hours, so it is time on feet, so I do consider that a little bit of cross training. Well, I'm off to Wisconsin in just a few days, and I'm really excited to see what I can push my body to at this year at the Wausau Limitless Race. It's really hard to say out loud and make public, but I do have some goals for this race. I really want to try to get to the 24-hour mark or 100 miles. If my body holds up and the stomach issue is resolved, I really do think I have the fitness to be able to push through to that 24 hours. Having the San Juan solstice only a month and a half after this race, if I do manage to make it to that 24-hour mark, I probably will pull the plug so I don't run myself into an injury. Anyways, just a heads up to everyone, next week's video may be a few days late as I will be traveling back from Wisconsin in the early part of the week. Thank you to all of you who are continuing to watch these videos, and thank you to anyone new who stuck around. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, always remember, adventure awaits. Thank you to all of you, thank you to all of you, thank you to all of you, and thank you to all of you who, thank you to all of you